show them.
30 seconds. Okay, guys, it's Soraya.
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, Soraya.
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 Yeah.
Soraya.
I said Soraya, right? I said Soraya, right? Okay.
I'm good.
Soraya.
I have some. Thank you, because you brought it.
We need honey in it.
And now, from Pasadena, it's CCN Sunrise with Sunita Joshua Madison, Paulo Alejandria, the Crown City News team, and the CCN Sunrise segment stars. It's time to wake up San Gabriel Valley with CCN Sunrise.
Good morning, everybody. Glad to have you with us on CCN Sunrise this morning. Alan Shea is stopping by. He's going to tell us about his run for mayor with the elections right around the corner. And we're going to tell you why you need to know about compound pharmacies and what they can do for you. I'm very excited. Mary Winters is here with me again. I love having you here.
Oh, it's fun, too. And we also have a few other guests. We have Dr. Soraya Coley from University of, or Cal Poly.
Cal Poly
and
Pomona.
our first female president there. And Chef Santang Singh is coming in from All India Cafe.
Oh, it's so good
rated
there.
so high. So I'm really looking forward to having one of his recipes.
It's so tasty.
Yeah.
But today is a very sad day.
I'm kind of sad.
Because our buddy Paulo here,
know.
it is his
It's
last day.
Very last day.
And I'm not quite sure what to do about this.
Yeah.
I would have been calling in sick if it wasn't for you.
Oh, well, I do appreciate that.
And I came
Sunita.
in early, so we're all sacrificing for you
Well,
today.
I did the exact opposite. I came in a little late this morning.
You did it right.
But yeah, I mean, it is a pretty sad day for me as well. I mean, CCN has pretty much been my family for the past 3 years. So yeah, it's with a little bit of a heavy heart that I'm going to be delivering the news this morning.
Well, not so heavy because you're going to be jet setting around the world.
I know. Yeah.
Well,
that's
yeah, I don't know
exciting.
about that. I'll be working, but
Working,
Yeah.
in Mexico and all over.
yeah, don't forget Jamaica too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bermuda.
Bermuda,
Gonna
exactly.
break out into song. It's our last hurrah. But Paulo, you know, you've been a team for 3 years, and it's just, I'm excited for your new adventure. And but it's gonna be a little rough.
Yeah, well, I do appreciate that, Sunita. I mean, well, yeah, it's been a bonding experience, just doing what we do here at CCN Sunrise, and yeah, I'm gonna miss my second family. I feel like I'm leaving home.
Well, write us.
You can always fly
We'll
back.
do better than that. We'll Skype. Well, and I'll be around. I mean, I'm always
we'll
gonna
bring you
pop
on the
up.
show and Skype.
Yeah, that'd be
be
great.
fun.
That'd be great.
We'll see where in the world you are.
Exactly. Well, Paulo, we're gonna come back to you with the news, your last news segment.
Last one.
It's gonna be good.
All right.
All right. But before we get into the news with Paulo, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors who make this show possible.
Crown City News is sponsored by Foothill Transit, San Gabriel Valley Economic Partnership, Pasadena Federal Credit Union, Senior Providers Network, Ability First, Beacon Media News, EH Financial, Ganal Lumber, Siren Arts Productions. Thank you for your support of Crown City News.
We also want to give a big thanks to Chef Santang Singh with All India Cafe in Old Pasadena for providing some tasty Indian food that we're going to try out for our crew this morning. You'll find out about one of his most popular dishes at the restaurant in Taste of Sunrise a little later. But now it's time for Crown City News with CCN's Paulo Alejandria.
And now, CCN Crown City News. Your news, your neighborhood starts right now.
Hello once again, Sunita and Mary. Here's a look at some of the headlines making news right here in the San Gabriel Valley. March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month, and what better way to learn about the colon than to get inside it and see how it works, or what happens when it doesn't work. CCN's Tony Mead took a tour of the colon through an event sponsored by Kaiser Permanente Southern California here in Pasadena.
I am standing inside of a colon. March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, and Kaiser Permanente of Southern California will kick off this month-long observance with a colon walkthrough. Colon cancer is the second deadliest cancer in the United States, yet it is one of the most preventable. The inflatable colon provides a visual tool to learn about the risks, symptoms, prevention, and treatment options for colorectal cancer, which can affect the large intestines, colon, or rectal area. Kaiser oncologist Dr. Joanne Scottinger says screening exams and early detection is when treatment is most effective.
About 50,000 people in the United States will die of colon cancer in a year. If they were appropriately screened, that means that maybe 30,000 of those deaths are completely preventable.
Cancer survivor Fred Folks was screened for colon cancer in 1995 after experiencing a funny feeling in his stomach and seeing blood in his stool, a major symptom in colon cancer. He immediately went to the doctor. Once diagnosed, Fred says it took a year to complete the treatment to remove the cancer.
They removed 12 inches of colon, and then they put me on chemotherapy for a year.
Last year, Kaiser Permanente Southern California announced its pledge to cut the number of colorectal cancer deaths in half by 2023. Dr. Scottinger says knowing your family history and living a healthy lifestyle can help prevent colon cancer.
You also need to follow basic healthy habits. Besides not smoking, you should eat a diet that's high in fruits and vegetables, at least 5 servings a day. Decrease the amount of red meat you're eating, and exercise.
Patient Frank Leonardi had a colonoscopy a few weeks ago. Fortunately, his results came back negative, but the colon walkthrough made him aware of the different stages of colon cancer and helped encourage him to continue to get proper screenings.
Today I learned that there's different stages. I know in these the procedures they talk about, I found a polyp, we took it out, but I was not aware of the advancing stages, as well as the treatment options.
In the past 2 years, Kaiser Permanente has broken Guinness World Records in completing the most number of colon screenings in a day. In Pasadena, Tony Mead, CCN.
Pasadena City Hall will host the first public meeting of the city's Task Force on Public Administration and Internal Control, Monday, March 9th at 5 p.m. The task force was organized by Mayor Bill Bogart this past February to address allegations that surfaced late last year of a former city employee's embezzlement of $6.4 million of public funds. Duties of the task force will be to advise the council and city manager regarding the city's actions and to review its financial administration and reporting, review the integrity and effectiveness of the city's financial reporting and internal controls, and assess the city's internal audit function. City officials say the 7 members of the task force were selected by the mayor based on their expertise in accounting, forensic accounting, finance, municipal administration, law, fraud, investigations, public integrity, and ethics. The March 10th elections are just around the corner, and a few of the candidates running for seats in office have weighed in on Pasadena's recent embezzlement scandal. You can hear what they had to say, plus get election tips from our CCN News team by visiting our website, crowncitynews.com. The Pasadena Commission on the Status of Women released its 2015 report this week covering topics from wage disparities to domestic violence. CCN's Hannah Townsley was at a panel event discussing the issues women face and how organizations are working with the city to find solutions.
I'm standing here inside of the Donald Wright Auditorium, where a panel was just put on by the Pasadena Commission on the Status of Women and Mount St. Mary's University to discuss a report highlighting issues affecting women in the city. Dozens came out Wednesday to the Public Library Auditorium for the 2015 report on the status of women in Pasadena. The event touched on disparities women here face through wage and employment, housing, domestic violence, and human trafficking. The panel discussion focused on homelessness and domestic violence. Cynthia Foster, COO of Union Station Homeless Services, told the crowd about new programs her organization uses to reach out to the homeless.
Our new initiatives allow us to have staff that go out into the community to find our homeless population, to meet with them, to talk to them, and try to encourage them to seek services to end their homelessness.
Patricia Giggins, Executive Director of Peace Over Violence, told the audience how her organization collaborates with law enforcement to respond to domestic violence.
I want to say in the city of Pasadena, what we're doing right now, which I'm so excited about, is that Peace Over Violence and the Pasadena Police Department are developing what you call a domestic abuse response team. And that's exactly that kind of collaboration that I'm talking about. And DARTS, it's called the DART, Domestic Abuse Response Team, is considered a best practice. And we're going to have that right here in Pasadena.
The event made a big difference to Pat Williams, who says while the report is important, women still have a ways to go toward empowerment.
I learned how important all the work is that we're doing on these commission reports that Mount St. Mary's is involved in. I've learned that we really have a lot of work that still needs to be done. We're doing amazing work out there. Women are empowering women, but there's a lot left to do.
Tamika Farr, with the Commission on the Status of Women, a group appointed by the Pasadena City Council, says this first public report took plenty of teamwork.
This is actually our first time holding an event of this nature. We were able to partner with Mount St. Mary's College, or Mount St. Mary's University. They recently changed their name to be able to gather the information. So they were able to do the research. We had professors and interns that partnered with us to do the research, and we were able to roll it out to the community. It's something we've always wanted to do.
Copies of the report were also given to those who attended the event. It is also available online at cityofpasadena.net. In Pasadena, Hannah Townsley, CCN.
That's the news and headlines making news right here in the San Gabriel Valley this week. Sunita and Mary, for the final time, back to you.
Oh, that is sad news for
final
us, Paulo.
time.
Because I still remember the first story you did with us. It was,
I do too.
No, I remember the first time I came in to record and you were there behind the scenes, kind of helping me, directing me. I was like a superstar. Sunglasses.
Is there a story that you're really going to remember that made an impact on you doing?
I mean, Kendrick McDade, definitely. That was kind of like my baptism under fire. Every time like I talk to the new reporters that come in, I was like, I don't really think I've learned the fundamentals of how to do a report on the quick until that story came out. And of course, and it was unfortunate, but personally as a reporter, I just kind of learned how to like think on the fly and get things done pretty quickly.
Because you were one of the first people that actually talked to Korea, who was the victim in the 911 caller, and one of the first people who was able to talk to him.
Yeah, I was, Sunita, and I don't know what I'm going to do without you, not having you around to toot my own horn, but.
We are going to, for sure.
But yeah, that was actually a funny story. Like, we pretty much went over there not knowing anything, and I was able to talk to him, so.
Well, unfortunately, we're coming up on the anniversary of that shooting as well, and still waiting for the investigative report on that. But you did some great work, and you're always welcome back.
Yes,
we're going to miss you,
come
but
back.
we just wish you the best and everything.
And I know we're getting the signal to wrap, but I just want to go on record and thank my friend and mentor, Tammy Devine. I mean, I always said she not only has she made me a better professional, but a better person as well. And I'm sure I'm going to have plenty of opportunity later on today to tell her and express my gratitude.
Big hugs to the TD.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for that, Paul. Well, Alan Shea has been hitting hard at Terry Turnick for taking credit for uncovering the embezzlement scandal.
And the candidate for Pasadena mayor joins us to tell us how he would make the city more accountable next.
Hi, I'm Tony Meade with CCN, Crown City News, your news, your neighborhood. There are a few different ways for you to find out more information about the Tuesday, March 10th elections in Pasadena. To find out more about the race for mayor, city council, board of education, you can visit the city's website, cityofpasadena.net/election, or by calling 626-744-4124. You can also visit the LA County Registrar's Office, lavote.net. In Pasadena, Tony Meade, CCN.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Preventing wildfires. That's all Smokey wants for his 70th birthday.
He's been hitting hard at fellow candidate Terry Turnick for taking credit for uncovering the embezzlement scandal. Real estate broker Alan Shea is here to tell us how he would make the city more accountable. You've been really going after Terry Turnick about this because you're basically saying if he knew about it, if he uncovered it now, why not a long time ago? Obviously, this has been going on for quite some years.
Right. I mean, Terry Turnick, as the chair of the Finance Committee for the city, is the last defense to protect our stability for the city. And that is his function. Otherwise, he should have never taken on the chair position. So he should have developed safeguards that he's now referring to in his January 7th article that didn't exist. No whistleblowers, no staff people to make such inspections, and no audits for over 10 years. He made those admissions in his own words.
Do you think the task force that they are putting together for this is enough?
No.
So what would you do differently?
Well, what I would do first and foremost is make sure that the leadership is in place and the culture. Unfortunately, the culture was not in place, and that's what led to the embezzlement from the beginning. So irrespective of what they try and do now, that's being reactive instead of proactive.
So tell me more about your platform. What other types of issues are you addressing in your candidacy?
In my candidacy, as the only candidate that's running with a plan for the city and a vision, not merely having talking points about my experience, because my experience speaks for itself. I have a initiative or initiatives that covers the entire city. We have it for senior citizens, for our youth. Okay, senior citizens. Right. Well, it's going to be a real issue and crises coming into the next 3 to 5 years here in Pasadena because of the housing demand, because of job opportunities, and because of the economic challenges that we're just now finding out what the consequences are going to be, in which a lot of people were hit with losing their jobs or making adjustments or trying to help other family members. But now that they're in later age, what are they going to look like in 2 or 3 years? But they're going to be seniors. So all of these things are going to come into play. And with my platform, we have a way of integrating the senior citizens as a focal point with everything else, just like you do with youth, you do with housing and things of that nature.
Well,
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Alan. I know that you have quite a lot of topics that you're covering. Best of luck to you next week with the elections right around the corner.
Okay.
And we'll have you back again.
Thank you for being here.
Well, next up we have Compound Pharmacy, and they're going to be telling us about why it's important for you to know how you can make use of compound pharmacies.
Elaine Blyden with Expert Compounding Pharmacy joins us next live.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Marquez with CCN Crown City News. Your news, your neighborhood. On Tuesday, March 10th, 2015, Pasadena's eligible registered voters will find plenty of people to vote for on the ballot. Voters will choose a new mayor and council members for districts 1, 2, 4, and 6. They'll also vote for candidates in the newly formed geographic sub-districts for the Pasadena Unified Districts Board of Education, seats 2, 4, and 6. In Pasadena, Jasmine Marquez, CCN.
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation letter. You're resigning? Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me. Okay, but remember, it's not what you say. It's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Pharmacist Elaine Blyden with Expert Compounding Pharmacy joins us live. Why would you need a compounding pharmacy versus a regular pharmacy?
Well, you know what? People need customized medications, and we got into this business of compounding about 35 years ago. There are so many needs for customized medications. For instance, let's just say a person is allergic, lactose intolerant, allergic to preservatives and dyes in regular commercial medications. We are able to make that same medication without the lactose, the preservatives, and dyes.
And that's something you can't get at Rite Aid.
No, you cannot.
Absolutely not.
You cannot.
I mean, I've been familiarized
Right.
with what you do because I have clients who need specialized
Right,
compound
right,
medications.
right.
So how do they go to their doctor and say, or how do they fight to get that
Well, a lot of
going?
doctors already know about customized medications. For instance, we treat chronic pain. People will come in and they cannot take a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory, which really affects their gut. They get ulcers from it. So we'll put a lot of different pain gels, like a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory, something as a local anesthetic, something as a muscle spasm. We can put it all into one gel and they actually apply it to that particular area of their body.
Are you making something for us today too?
I'm going to show you how this cream, for instance, it's a very, you know, we've got all this equipment.
Yes.
So when we put medication, let's say, into a cream or a gel, we've got to go through a different process. We mix it with a pestle and mortar. Then it's
Old
got to-
style, huh?
Old style,
Yep.
exactly. It's the old pharmacy before the 1930s. This is exactly what we did. Then we put it through because the particle size of the powder, the chemicals that we're putting in, and these are some of the chemicals we use. I've just brought you some examples. We've got to mix it, then we've got to put it in a mill so that it gets to a really fine particle size, and then we put it, and I haven't brought the mixer in today. It's a special kind of mixer which goes up and down. So this is the mill, and you can see how the cream.
Spread some cream on
Yeah,
there.
But
yeah,
I've even had clients who were taking the regular brand medication. As soon as they came up with the generic, they did not get the same results. And so they had to go to you to get the right kind of formulation again.
Well, not necessarily. It's not. We don't talk about generic when it comes to compounding.
But you
It's
do
not
do
generic.
things like
But
sometimes
it
you're
changes.
used to.
Sometimes it changes, and you can get it back to what they were used to.
Yeah, like if,
with
if
other
a medication has been outdated and they have new medication, but people were doing well on the old
Right,
medication.
exactly. Then we can do it for them. And I've also brought you some samples of flavors. You know, there's marshmallow and peppermint and bubble gum.
And those are more for
those,
children?
For children, even for adults. We make up a lot of trochees. These are some of the different dosage forms we use. So if people cannot swallow and they want to suck on something, this is what we do. And
What is this for here?
Now, this is a capsule machine. So let's just say we've got to make up some capsules. It also gets mixed
Things like
thoroughly.
these, or?
These are empty gelatin capsules. I just brought you some samples so you can
We got some Laker colors here.
We have an array of colors. When
And do
people
the
come in-
colors make a difference?
Not
Okay.
really, but it's for us, you know, so we put different medications in different colors so we know how to keep track of it. And then this is a capsule machine, so I've already filled this with the capsules, and you can see.
Okay,
you
so all
see?
those little dots
Yeah,
were just
this-
decoration?
these are the capsules, and then you lock them together, and the capsules come out. So this is a sample of one of the machines
this
we
is
use.
such important work, and I'm so glad you came to share this with us
Oh,
today.
you're very, very
Because it
welcome.
really lets patients be proactive
right.
and talk to their
Absolutely.
doctors about what they need.
Exactly.
Yes.
So
And
thank
you
you
don't
so
know
much.
what you don't
Very
know
welcome.
until somebody like you shows up.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you
so
very much.
Well, how about an award show that honors the good charities do?
You know, it's so hard to see that. And segment star Valerie Milano is next with the Ccn Sunrise Entertainment Report.
Hi, I'm Paulo Alejandria with CCN Crown City News, your neighborhood. When Pasadena's registered voters go to the polls Tuesday, March 10th, they might be surprised to find out that candidates for City Council Districts 2, 4, and 6 are running unopposed. The only seat that has challengers is a seat that normally wouldn't even be included in this year's election, District 1. But because Councilmember and Vice Mayor Jackie Robinson is running for mayor, she's giving up that seat. Running for District 1 are broadcast graphics designer German Acevedo, former Fire Chief Calvin Wells, IT Director and Educator Pixie Boyden, Community Organizer Brian Berry, and School Board Member Tyrone Hampton. In Pasadena, Paulo Alejandria, CCN.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Budget, so don't accept defeat. Now you can get covered and still buy me treats.
You take care of your pets. Now it's their turn to take care of you. Visit getcoveredamerica.org to learn about your health insurance options.
You know, we just had the Oscars and the whole award season. Sometimes you wish like charities and things like that would get the same kind of recognition, right?
And
Spotlight.
finally they will, right?
There's-
So Valerie was there. I'm glad that she was able to hit the red carpet at the Noble Awards.
Most of the award season leading up to the Oscars is all about bringing attention to big budget movies. The Oscars are over, but another award show was a little different from the others. Instead of highlighting the stars, this one helps celebrities shine a light on charities, making a big impact on our communities. I attended the 3rd annual Noble Awards at the Beverly Hilton to honor the noble efforts celebrities and ordinary folks are making to bring about positive social change. I asked some of the event honorees, from Zelda Williams, Robin Williams' daughter, to Nikki Reed, how they judge a successful charity before getting involved. Here's what they had to say.
I think it's a nice mix of needing people to raise awareness and then needing people to actually take part and donate or volunteer. But anyone helping is still a success for me. I don't know. You can't really rate the success of charities next to each other, because if they're helping anyone, then they've done something right.
Well, I think you have to have 89% at least go back to the people. You know, you have to reach a certain thing. Your overhead can't be too heavy.
And it's also about bringing people together, the peoples of the world together. And this is what the world needs now in the 21st century. In every effort that we can make.
We have a whole new generation of Lieutenant Dans out there that need our help. So, having been involved with the DAV, Disabled American Veterans Organization, going back to the 90s, it was clear that there was a role for me to play in helping these wounded folks out today.
It's recognizing the people that work that they do off screen and the inspiration that's created as a result of that, and the quantifiable change that's created as a result of that inspired notion.
All of the awards presented were made by patients in the Children's Hospital Los Angeles Art Program. The show highlighted the hashtag #AskHerMore campaign that started at these awards, which encourages the media to ask celebrities about more than just their red carpet style. Backstage, David Arquette held his award and joked around, asking his Academy Award-winning sister Patricia to trade. But joking aside, David said he was grateful to be a part of an event that raises awareness for such great causes. He said the Noble Awards put their money where their mouth is. They donate to the charity that they support, and they bring all these incredible philanthropists together. He paid tribute to Patricia's recent Oscar speech by closing his own acceptance speech for his work with Feeding America, cheering, "And equal pay for women." Catch more entertainment news on CrownCityNews.com and my website, thehollywoodtimes.net.
PCC's women's softball coming up from a slump. CCN's TK Trinidad talks with the coach about the season's second part turnaround in CCN Sunrise Sports. Lots more
Hi,
coming
I'm
up in the
TK
next.
Trinidad. I am here at Robinson Park with Coach Tatlinger, the head coach for the Pasadena Lancers women's softball team. So you have a game coming up tomorrow.
Yes.
And who are you playing?
We are playing Cerritos College.
And now, what's the season looking like? How many games have you guys played thus far?
We have played about 17 games. We are heading into the second round of conference right now. So we've played everybody in our conference at least once. We play them 3 times, so this is second round starting tomorrow.
And now tell me, so you're entering the second round. What was the first round like?
You know, the first round is where we had some bumps and bruises. We learned a lot about ourselves. I do think that we hit a low point, but I do absolutely believe that after yesterday's game that we're on the up and up.
And then what's the game plan for the team as far as going through the second and third round?
You know, we actually changed our approach a lot. We have this board called the Little Victory Board, and we are focusing on just little things, having quality at bats, getting the first out, getting the next out. So instead of focusing on the result of a win or loss, we're focusing on the small things to hopefully get the result we want.
And the thing about college, community college, and even your university, on top of being an athlete, you're also a student. So what are kind of the skills, or what do you want to instill in your athletes as far as currently and the future?
Yeah, you know, that's actually a tough thing to do as a head coach. But we try to prepare them in all aspects of life. They have to come, they have to be on time for practice, they have to have their shirts tucked in, they have to make sure that they're going to study hall so that they can get the grades that they need to go. I demand a lot from them so that when they go out into the real world, they feel prepared. They know that you can't be late to something. They know what time management is. They know how to, follow through on something they say that they're going to do. And, it's being accountable.
And now, as far as you had mentioned something about kind of your team in general and how they stack up to other teams, can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yeah, our team, we're fighters, we're scrappy. We have some great players, all the way through, but we have to fight to be as good as we want to be. We don't have all those stars. We don't necessarily have all these kids who want to come and play for us like a top community college does. So we have to work and scrap some runs across, but our kids have bought into the mentality of turn some heads. We want to turn some heads this year and find out who is Pasadena City College.
So it sounds like you have a long season. So how many more games do you have left before the end of the season?
Like I said, we are only on round 2, so we still have to play the rest of this team and the rest of these series, and then play them again. So we actually are not even halfway through, and we play a total of 40 games.
40 games. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
I'm TK Trinidad. This is Coach Tellinger.
Yes.
Coach T, as they so lovingly call her. And good luck to PCC and the women's softball team.
Thank you so much.
Lots more coming up in the next half hour. The Wonder Women are in. Cal Poly Pomona's first female president and Tech Talk segment star Shirley Husar brings the latest from the Wonder Woman Tech Conference.
Equal pay for women. And Chef Santokh Singh is cooking up one of his most popular dishes at All India Cafe. That's coming up next.
Hi everybody, I'm Tammy Devine with CCN Crown City News. Your news, your neighborhood. It's election season in the San Gabriel Valley. Here's an important tip. You must be registered at least 15 days before an election in which you intend to vote. If you're unsure about your registration status, you can check in with the LA County Registrar's Office. That number is 562-462-2748. And don't forget to check out election coverage on Pasadena Media's own Arroyo channel, Channel 32, and listen to what the candidates for mayor have to say on the Crown City News TV morning talk show, CCN Sunrise. Just visit ccnsunrise.com. In Pasadena, Tammy Devine, CCN.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
And now, from Pasadena, it's CCN Sunrise with Sunita Joshua Madison, Paulo Alejandria, the Crown City News team, and the CCN Sunrise segment stars. It's time to wake up San Gabriel Valley with CCN Sunrise.
Back with our second half hour. We are super excited. We have Dr. Soraya Kohli from Cal Poly Pomona, who's the first female president.
Yes.
They've had about 6, so this is pretty exciting.
Yeah, it is really
Good
exciting.
change.
We also have Chef Santokh Singh from All India Cafe,
So
and
good
I'm
there.
really looking forward to that. So.
Yeah, I was like, well, you need to come on.
I know.
Did you hear this story about those free range parenting?
Interesting
folks?
way of calling it,
I
like
know,
a chicken. That's
exactly.
horrible. Yeah.
But now, so those parents were charged. They have a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old, and they let their kids walk home from the park. It's about a mile away, and I guess they just were charged with child neglect for letting them do that. Did you let your kids walk home that kind of distance?
At that age, I never would have done that. And I guess it kind of depends on the area you live in and who your neighbors are and that sort of thing. But a mile is quite a long stretch, and I was very protective of my children. I don't think I could do that. I don't see you do. I don't know. What would you do with your son?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, I want him to be independent and all of that. I don't know about the 10-year-old. You know, like, is that a mature 10-year-old? Do they know what they're doing? Because, you know, when I was talking to my husband about this, and there's 4 children who were born 5 years apart. Wonder Woman mom there. But, you know, he's like, we went to the pool all the time. We did walk home. So, you know, I don't know if it's just a different age or if that's not the right thing to do. I guess when I get there, I'll see how I feel.
It is interesting. I even when my kids were little, going 5 or 6 blocks, I would have a walkie-talkie with them, and sometimes I was actually driving behind watching them.
You mean last week when you did
that?
that?
Oh yeah, a little embarrassing. Yeah.
Well, now it is time for the Morning Buzz, and we have John Wood Jr. here, and we're talking about the showdown with Netanyahu this week over the Iran nuclear deal. You know, it was major news. A lot of people were waiting for this speech to happen. And I just felt like it was the wrong thing to do because we are basically showing a divided house. And as a foreign policy rule, you know, we can disagree at home all we want, but we should have a united front. I mean, that's the first rule of parenting, right?
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, no, you know, I think there's an argument to be made that the two houses, you know, the Speaker and the President, should have been in communication before Netanyahu came. You know, I think there's an argument to be made for that. At the same time, you know, Israel is our great ally in the Middle East, and you could argue globally. And I thought it was a little petty that you had so many lawmakers ultimately opt to boycott the speech, given the fact that he was there to talk about such an important issue. No, I think that ultimately, I mean, you talk about showing a united front, right? We have to show united front within our own government. That's why I said they should have communicated, but also with our allies. And it, you know, it doesn't really make sense, I think, to pull the rug out from under that by not being there simply to welcome such an important figure when he comes to town, even if there is some internal political division.
The fact of the matter is we've never had a divided front on Israel. It's been a bipartisan support for them. So why divide it now? And especially when we are trying to accomplish something. You know, Netanyahu's been, you know, making these claims about Iran and Iraq for a decade, basically.
Well, Netanyahu did make the point that we do have bipartisan support for Israel as a general. And I thought that, and appropriately so, I thought that he was very generous in acknowledging the good things that Barack Obama
Then he proceeded to slap him in the face, basically.
Well, he proceeded to basically indicate. There is something there with that relationship, it seems. But again, he was very generous to the president. I think he meant the good things he said, but he proceeded to articulate the fact that he's not entirely comfortable with the deal that seems to be in formation. And if that's the case, it is important that the United States of America be aware of that and have the point of view of the Israeli Prime Minister.
This is the same guy who addressed Congress and said that.
I know, but I think we could talk about this. We could debate about this all for hours. I think if you could come back.
Well, we have one more story where we're going to be talking about Ferguson. You know, they just released, despite not filing charges against Officer Darren Wilson in the shooting of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Attorney General Eric Holder released a scathing Department of Justice report highlighting widespread discrimination within the police department. You know, and we had this situation similarly right here in Pasadena. You know, there was an article talking about 90% of minorities pulled over from police were minorities right here locally. And what do you think about that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I think that there are a couple of things that happen that are mutually reinforcing in a negative way. On the one hand, and I say this, of course, as an African American myself, a person who lives in the inner city, and a person who's, I think, pretty familiar with the circumstances there. And of course, in Pasadena, not the inner city community, but you have a lot of kids who are bussed out from my neighborhood. You know, because of crime, because ultimately, I think, because of lackluster economic environment, lackluster educational environment, you have circumstances conducive to higher rates of crime. But because you have higher rates of crime, I think it also predisposes a lot of police officers to be a little bit prejudiced in terms of the way they approach enforcing the law. So it's something that we need to tackle, I think, from a number of different levels.
They're not used to growing up. They're used to growing up in their neighborhood in a certain way
there's
too,
a certain.
And they need to probably have better exposure.
Yeah, there's a certain a bit of cultural or environmental sort of dislocation that happens, which may be a factor. But we certainly need to look at both police reforms, how we can sort of more effectively get the police to, I think, engage with minority communities and so forth, but also look at the structural issues that lead to higher crime rates.
Well, you know, right here locally, we're coming up on the 3rd anniversary of Kendrick McDade, the shooting that, you know, gained some national attention, and we're still waiting for the internal investigation report to be released, which is troubling. But I do think, you know, you're not going to have the widespread unrest that you saw in Ferguson as here, because I don't think Chief Sanchez is going to look the other way when, you know, there are racial jokes being put out there that we saw in that Ferguson report. And I think that's, you know, where the policing and the top-down, you know, structure really needs to. Well,
you know, any time you identify a culture of prejudice within any institution, you know, that's something that needs to be reformed and tackled, whether it's Ferguson or Pasadena. I'm not making that accusation about Pasadena, but just as a general rule, that's something we need to be, I think, rather firm on. You know, in the case of Pasadena, you know,
Well, you know what? I agree with you, but I think there's so much to say about this. We really do want to have you back, and really for sure have you back.
No, absolutely.
And discuss this a little further.
Well, I'm happy to come back anytime.
Thanks for that, John. Well, she's the 6th president of Cal Poly Pomona and the school's first African-American female.
Dr. Soraya Coley joins us next live in the studio.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Hi, I'm Sunita Joshua Madison with CCN Crown City News. Your news, your neighborhood. This Election Day, Tuesday, March 10th, 2015, the City of Pasadena will be voting in a new mayor for the first time in 16 years. Mayor Bill Bogard is not seeking re-election. 6 candidates are running for the position. They are council members Jackie Robinson and Terry Turnick, publisher Jason Harden, attorney Alan Shea, development consultant Don Morgan, and former mayor Bill Thompson. In Pasadena, Sunita Joshua Madison, CCN.
In honor of Women's History Month, we're featuring the first woman president to lead the prestigious Cal Poly Pomona, Dr. Soraya Coley. She's here to tell us what she'd like to do with the school, where she'd like to take it. Welcome.
Well, first of all, thank you very much. You know, we were just here in Pasadena January 1st
Yes,
because
a big day, your first day.
That's exactly right. Yes. We, along with Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, we have the Joint Float, and our students, student-built float, and they won an award.
So they threw you a parade for your first day.
What could I say?
What kind of welcome,
In fact, they just honored me Saturday night as a Rookie of the Year for the Rose Float program. So I had a chance to participate. But no, Cal Poly Pomona is just a vibrant, inclusive campus. We're among the most diverse in the nation, and we have so many initiatives aimed at helping students to be successful. We have, just last night, we had a program that brought school-age women to the campus to increase, along with their parents, to increase their knowledge of engineering, because we're trying to diversify
That was actually
fields.
something in the women's report.
Yes,
in
yes.
the study.
And so we have to start a lot sooner. And we have, as you know, we have an agricultural program, with food science.
Is that what makes a polytechnic different from a regular university?
Yes, it really looks at the broad range of the sciences, the social sciences, and the thing that I think really distinguishes us is this learn by doing philosophy. So we really encourage students to not only have a wonderful academic experience in the context of the classroom, but also in the fields, in the labs, and they work with faculty who are deeply committed. In fact, tomorrow I'll be welcoming students who've participated with faculty on research projects. And so there's an expectation that you graduate with experience.
So do you see these students going into the workforce a little easier than maybe some of the other universities?
Well, we've heard that from our partner employers. What we've heard is that oftentimes our students have an additional measure of experience. They are able to articulate not only the theory and the conceptual frameworks of the discipline, but they're also able to say, and I tried such and such.
Because
so
a lot of people
important
are
to have the hands-on.
Yeah, because you know, a lot of folks are starting to feel like maybe college is not worth the price that we pay.
It's really difficult for me to hire somebody who doesn't have some kind of hands-on experience,
Right.
because you're teaching them from the ground up.
Sure.
Whereas if they have some experience
Right.
in the field or on
Right.
the job site or in
Right.
their area of expertise,
And
it
that's
really
why
gives them a plus.
Exactly, and internships and other kinds of summer programs. For example, we have a hospitality management program, and so we have students who are going to Europe this summer to study.
Can I go?
Sure, I asked them if I could.
Yeah,
Did they need a president to go along? You know, But they will go and they will look at international cuisine. We have students who are going to go.
Definitely going on that trip. That's sounding better and better.
It
But
is
you're receiving a Trailblazer Award next month. You have these titles of First Woman President and African American. Do these titles mean something to you, or do you feel like they're distracting from the job that you have?
No, it's very important. And the Trailblazer Award, I'm so pleased to be sharing that with the other female CSU presidents. And the way I look at that is that if somehow or another my story opens the doors or helps people to see that there are opportunities. One of the things that I think, I grew up in North Carolina, and my family always said that to whom much is given, much is expected. And so I see literally that my aim is to open opportunities, to make sure that people who are wondering whether or not they can. I mean, I never imagined being a college president, but the mentors and the opportunities, and so I've become a symbol of what can happen.
Thank you so much for being here. We're so pleased to have
you very
share
much.
your
In
story.
the presence of a trailblazer.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Well, Wonder Woman is back.
The segment star Shirley Husar brings the latest from Wonder Woman Tech Conference at the Ccn Sunrise segment. Coming back.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Hi, I'm Dana Tani with CCN, Crown City News, your neighborhood. Have some free time on Election Day? The Pasadena City Clerk's Office uses a large number of registered voters each election day to act as polling place inspectors or clerks. The clerk's office website says the pay is small, but the need is great. To volunteer, you can call the city clerk's office at 626-744-4124. In Pasadena, Dana Tani, CCN.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfires.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
We often call her Wonder Woman around here, but our CCN Sunrise Tech Talk segment star, Shirley Husar, attended the Wonder Woman Tech Conference recently, honoring women in tech. Take a look at what she discovered.
I attended this year the second annual Wonder Woman Tech Network and Career Development Conference in Playa Vista. What an amazing event. This event took place in the historical airplane Howard Hughes hangar, which was amazing. The conference catered to female computer women, Wonder Women, engineers, graphic designers, media designers, all types of tech women. Wonder Woman is the brainchild of Lisa Murner and a wonderful woman
career ecosystem on the net where women can upload their resumes and discover new opportunities and jobs with our sponsors and partners.
Okay, that we just finished up with Shirley at her tech conference. Shirley, that was great. Thanks for bringing that to us. And now we're going to talk Indian food.
I know, because
Coming
it's so
up.
good. And there's scientific proof that it actually
I always
is
knew there
really
would
good.
be.
Yeah.
Chef Santok Singh from All India Cafe is here to show us that the proof is in the chicken tikka masala. Next on Taste of Sunrise.
Hi everybody, I'm Tony Mead with CCN, Crown City News, your neighborhood. As most of you know by now, elections take place in Pasadena Tuesday, March 10, 2015. Here's some information some of you might not be aware of. If no candidate receives more than 50% of the votes for their seat, a runoff election will take place Tuesday, April 21st, 2015. See you at the polls. In Pasadena, Tony Mead, CCN.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. That single ember can ignite and destroy your home or even your community. You can't control where that ember will land, only what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach
likes
your
you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Scientists say there's now scientific proof as to what I've always known, that Indian cooking tastes extra good because of the combination of flavors.
Chef Santok Singh from All India Cafe is here from Pasadena to share his recipe, and I'm excited.
Chicken
You're
tikka
making
masala.
the chicken. Oh yeah,
this is good
tikka
stuff.
masala. So tell us, how do you do this?
The chicken tikka masala is two ways to prepare, actually two dishes in one. You first have to make a chicken tikka. You cut your chicken small, like 2 inches,
Okay.
and
So
then you
small, 2
marinate with.
inches.
But
Okay.
mostly people do the red color. They dye the chicken, but I don't do that. We put all natural
That's why you're better.
color and spices.
Why
yes.
do you need the food coloring, right?
I have no idea.
I don't either.
So they used to be the coloring with all the spices. Now they put all the chemical. It's very
Don't
wrong.
need it.
No need it.
Now, part of
So-
why they were saying scientifically everything with Indian food is so wonderful is because we were thinking that it helps defray dementia. People in India were not getting dementia.
Because Indian spice is something they have so good. Here I show you something they call Indian language methi, but here they call fenugreek. This spice so good for your diabetic. If you're diabetic, you eat this. They have a seed also. You can eat the seed, and it lowers your diabetes.
So tell us more about this recipe.
As recipe is because we have to prepare preparing the chicken tikka masala. So we have to bake
we
the
would
chicken.
put all of this. We would bake the chicken.
Bake the chicken. It's baked in the tandoor, or you can bake in the oven.
Which we'll do.
They
So
come
we
like
have
that after you cook
the
that.
magic of TV, we have this fabulous chicken already done.
And so then you have all these spices that you can
So
add
then
to
we
it.
make the sauce. To make the sauce, you need a pan.
Okay.
You heat up the pan. and you add a little bit oil. I prefer canola oil
So,
because that's better.
Tell us real quickly
And,
what items you actually put into that.
First you put oil, then you put onion and some cumin seed.
Cumin.
Then ginger.
Ginger.
Garlic paste.
Garlic.
And then put tomato. And after you cook, they come like that. Then you a little bit more
Fabulous.
water. And to make the
So-
sauce, they
so at the
come a
very
little bit
end-
heavy cream. At
Okay.
the very end, they came like that.
This just smells amazing.
Yeah,
I think
so-
we're
You can see
rushing
that.
you along
Ah,
this
you're
time. You
rushing
know
a
why?
little bit too
Because
much.
we are ready to. We're ready to eat.
Okay, good. Then we make
do
some,
we do
some
this with the
flour
rice?
Yes, you have to do on the rice.
And that's a pilau rice.
It's a flour rice with the mixed vegetables. And
So I can pretend that I'm giving my son some good vegetables.
Oh, absolutely. Indian food. That's
Sneak
why
them in there.
That's why Indian food known.
And you know, since this is Paulo's last day here with us, we need to have him out here.
I think so.
If you guys could bring Paulo out
We'll
here,
give him his
we
special
have his
dish.
plate all ready for him, and we can't wait to try this.
Oh, this looks I can't wait to come. In fact, I may come
Please,
tonight
you
because
will
it's.
love it. We are almost 20 years
Tell
there.
us exactly where you are.
I'm on 39 South Fair Oaks Avenue between
Crown
Green
City News is sponsored by Foothill Transit, San Gabriel Valley Economic Partnership, Pasadena Federal Credit Union, Senior Providers Network, Ability First, Beacon Media News, EH Financial,